I believe that, if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not? I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not gonna propose them. All this, mom, dad, I'm gonna look you in your face and say this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down, but I'm not gonna take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay? If you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
Easy. It was productive. It was exciting.
We will never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom.
For booking, please visit shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Sean Hurt with my Saturday morning podcast. And we're going to talk about this morning 7 steps to achieve your dream as a school educator leader. So come on in. I need you to hit that share button and I need you to let me know where you're coming from. I am pumped up. I'm excited. I am ready to give information that will change your school, change your leadership, just change you in general. So come on in, hit that share button. Let me know where. All right, I'm sorry about that. My video came up. I'm sorry about that. So come on and hit that share button. Let me know where you come from. And give me about 2 minutes. I get all of my Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn folks in. So give me a couple of minutes. Good morning, Dr. Houston. It's always good seeing you. Good morning, Miss September. It's good seeing you. Good morning. Good morning. I have somebody from Nigeria. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I need everybody. We're going to bring a friend on this one. We're going to bring a friend. Just give me a few more seconds. I got all of my friends. Good morning, Miss Donna. It was good seeing you. It was good seeing you last week. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Jeter. Good morning. Oh, thank you. I've been missing you the last couple of weeks. So I haven't been here, but good morning to you. Give me one more second. I got to get my Twitter folks in, and we're going to get started. Make sure you get that pencil and paper out. Make sure you get your pencil and paper out. Man, this is going to be a fire podcast. It's fire. It is going to be fire. All right. Just let me get one more second. I want to make sure I get all my folks in on this side. I'm working with 2 computers, so you know how it go. I got 2 computers going on at once. Okay, and let me get one. Give me about 30 more seconds. I get these last group of folks in. Because they always saying, "Her, we want to get in. We want to get in." All right, you're going to get in. You're going to get in. Good morning, Miss Kincaid. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Share with my friend. I got some friends I got to share with. They need to get this. I got my friends. All right. Okay, let me turn on the volume over here and I should be good. And we'll go ahead and get ready to jump in it. All right, cool. All right. All right. All right. So good morning, Miss Melissa. Good morning. Good morning, Principal Tammy Taylor in the house. Good morning, Mrs. Hemingway. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's hit that share button. And so we get started. And you got to get your note. You got to get notes out because I got a lot to talk about. So once again, good morning to everyone. My name is Sean Hurt. And I'm doing my Saturday morning podcast, and we call ourselves the Fantastic Four. It's myself, Create and Educate, Principal Kafele, and Unlock the Middle. And we've been doing this for, I'm not even going to give the time, but it's been for years, and we give out free professional development. So this morning, I'm going to talk about 7 steps to achieve your dream as an educator. So make sure you hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. And if this is the first time on my podcast, what I do is that I take about a few minutes to go over some housekeeping notes, and then I just jump right into the information. So I just want to go over a couple of housekeeping notes. Is that I would like to say I enjoyed myself at the Black Educators Rock Conference. I met so many friends. So I would like to say thank you, Dr. Chester, for having me to come and speak at a session. And more importantly, I was able just to meet so many people. So I'm not going to start naming names, but I just thank you for taking time out of your day to come to my session. Many one-on-ones with people. We discuss a lot of just important things. So thank you very much. I really enjoyed myself. And big shout out to my New York crew. We was kicking it. We had a good time. So I got to give them a big shout out. The other things is that this week, not only was I at the Black Educators Rock Conference, but also I did 2 podcasts. I met many people. I was on Dr. Pride's podcast, and I did a keynote speaking for their graduation ceremony for the educators, and that was just phenomenal. And then after that, I did a Q&A. So once again, I just thank you for allowing me to speak, meeting new people. I told you I was going to give a big shout out to you guys on my podcast. So once again, thank you very much. And then that same day, I was on Unlock the Middle, with Josh Tarver and Dean Packard, and we enjoyed ourselves, just giving ideas, just sharing. I met about 4 or 5 different educators that I've never met before. So this whole week has just been impactful, just meeting people, just sharing ideas. That's why I am loving the work that I'm doing. That's why I get up in the morning, every morning, on Saturdays, do this podcast, because this means so much. The other thing is that I was so excited on yesterday. Listen to this, y'all. And then you're going to say, Hurt, you're telling the story. No, I'm not. No, I am not telling the story. Yesterday, I got 1 phone call and 1 email. The first phone call, and I'm looking at it, got around 2:00. The principal told me, she said her scores, her state scores were so great that she moved up. There's a potential that she's going to move up 2 letter grades. My God. She told me that. I was so excited. I'm not going to say the school yet. She told me to keep it, but you know who you are. I said, I'm going to talk about it. 2 letter grade. This was the school that I worked with this past year. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm talking about, achieving your dream. I started with this school at this time last year, and she's potentially going to move up 2 letter grades. I got that phone call. And then 3 hours later, I'm looking at my email, and then I get an email from another principal. She shares her data. Well, here it go right there. I'm not going to say the principal's name, but I got a data. The data is, I printed off. The data is right here. She got her data from her state scores, and she improved by 4 or more proficiency points in each subject area, 6th, 7th, 8th grade in ELA and math. I got it right here. I'm not, Hurt, you making this up. No, I'm not making it up. That's why you got to be, it's right here. I'm looking at it. I am looking at it as we speak. From the time she took over as a principal 5 years ago to now, she has triple proficiency. In this past year, I worked with her school, and she just went to a whole nother level. Once again, I'm not making this up. This is data. It's right here. It's right here. So big shout out to both of those schools, those principals. You know who you are. It is working. And then we worked, and it's funny because as I was working with those schools, it was so much easier throughout the year. the work that we were doing, the systems we put in place, how we was able to progress monitor. And these are the results. Not lying, not making it up. This is right here. So big shout out to those schools. You know who you are. I'm loving it. That's why I'm like, all right, this year we're going to the next level. We're going to the next level. So the last thing is that make sure you look at my make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. I need listen, we're going next level. I have all of my videos, all of my conferences on my YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to that. And also, if you would like for me to come and work with your school, inbox me and we can do face-to-face and virtual. I will do virtual, but I'm a face-to-face person. If you want to have the same testimony that I've been talking about for the last months, it's been school after school after school that's giving me the same testimony, you need to inbox me. School's about to start up in a couple of weeks. You know who you are. Just inbox me. You know how I am. We'll sit down and we'll talk about it and we'll move forward. There is no reason why everybody on my podcast, as I speak, as I'm talking about it, should not be able to move their needle. There's no reason why I cannot have 8 to 9 more schools that's saying I potentially will be able to increase 2-letter grades by the end of the year. It did not take 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 years, 1 year increase in 2-letter grades, 1 year. We talking about proficiency on all subject areas. We're not talking about 1 to 2 points. We're talking about 7, 8 points in every subject area. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Yes. It's awesome. So let's go ahead. So you asked the question, Hurt. First of all, hit that share button. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Get pencil and paper out. I got my notes right here. We're talking about the 7 steps to achieve your dream as an educator. So what happened was that this week, as I've been talking to a lot of people, they've been saying, "Her, I want to go to the next level. I want my school to be great. I want my school to be great." So that's when I was at the Black Educators Rock Conference. I did 2 virtuals. So just people giving me feedback. And I said, all right, let me talk about it. Let me talk about the 7 steps to 7 steps to achieve your dream as an educator. So the first thing I always say is this. What is your dream as an educator? What do you see yourself? What do you want to do as an educator? No matter if you're a principal, assistant principal, teacher, parent, I don't care who you are. What do you want to dream as an educator? What is that one thing that you look to accomplish? All right. You could write it down or you could put it in a chat, but let's just start right there. Let's just start right there. When I was talking to the group of people, our Dr. Pride's ceremony, I said 25 years ago, I started off as a paraprofessional. That was what I started off as. But I knew in my heart that I wanted to become more than that. I had a dream that I was going to become something that maybe in my family, maybe in my environment, maybe I didn't see it, but I had a dream. I had to dream to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish as an educator. You asked the question, what was that? Well, the first part was I just wanted to be a principal because I wanted to make sure I can help to affect schools. Now, I'm a parapro, but I said I want to be a principal. And then from there, when I became a principal, I said I want to be able to work with schools all around the world and help them to improve their academic needle. I want principals to be able to know that kids coming from the inner city can learn. If you got 800 kids in front of you, all 800 of those kids can learn. I wanted principals to be able to say, Hurt, I took over a school that was an F school, and now we are A school. I wanted principals to call superintendents to say, hey, we went from 30% proficiency to 80% proficiency. We lowered our suspension rate. We lowered our special education rate. That's what I had a dream of accomplishing that. Now, as I was dreaming it, then consequently, I said, all right, there's some things that I got to put in place to make sure that I am accomplishing my goals. So I'm going to talk about the 7 steps that you need to accomplish your goal. You're not going to leave here after this podcast not trying to achieve your dream. And I don't care what anybody has said. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 15 years. I don't care. I don't care, what your principal, your superintendent, what district you're at, what school you're at. I do not care. I need you to know that you will be able to achieve your dream as an educator. Well, how do you know, Hurt? Because I did it, and I am no different than you. You can touch me, you can feel me, you can inbox me, you can get my books. Yes, I'm not somebody that did it 25 or 30 years ago. I am actually doing it, okay? So, all right, yes, I am ready. Go ahead and hit that share button. Yes, let's talk about it. Step one. Let me make sure I got everybody in. Step one. Step one is that first, you have to dream it. Everything starts with your heart and mind believing in that vision that was given to you. You know good and well that you have been given a vision for your life as an educator, and you put it to the side because you said, know what? That vision cannot be for me. No, that vision is for you. The first thing is that you have to dream it. Take time to ask this one question. And I said this before. When you dream it, what if? Write it down. What if? What if I become great? What if I have the highest test scores in the state of Michigan? That's what I had to ask myself. What if? What if I become a principal in 7 to 8 years, coming from a parapro to a principal? What if I can travel all around the world and speak to people about transforming the school? What if I can write books? What if? The question that I have to ask you when you dream it, you have to ask the question, what if? What if? What if I become a superintendent of a district that have 55 schools and 30,000 students? What if? See, when I started to ask that question, what if, it took my dream to a whole nother level. The problem is that we stop with, we dream it, but we never ask the question, what if? Yes. That's the first thing. And I'm seeing people commenting. Yes, this is important, because the step one is dreaming, and then you ask the question, what if? After you get off my podcast in the Fantastic Four, I want you to take an hour or hour and a half going to your room, in your house or outside, wherever you're at, by yourself, and ask the question, what if? That's all I want you to do. It doesn't cost any money. I'm not telling you to go to my conference. I'm just saying, go to your room, a room like this. Go to your bedroom. Go in your closet. I don't care where you go. Go outside in your backyard. Go in your front yard. But ask the question, what if? What if? Now, if some of y'all, I've been talking to you for the last week and a half about your dream. Now, I'm going to push you, because I should not want your dream more than you want your dream. You will dream and you will accomplish. Step one, you're going to dream. And step two, you have to believe it. Write it down. Believe it. It needs to be beyond your capabilities. You must believe in yourself. For her, I believe in myself. Now I'm gonna give you the strategy. You got to believe it. It's gonna be bigger than what you even think. I never thought as a parapro I'd be a principal. I never thought that I'd be doing the work that I'm doing. But I believed it. And then the other part of believing it is that I had to shut the noise of other people and achieve greatness. So that means consequently, all these family and friends that we're hanging around with that's telling you all of the negative stuff, you need to cut those folks off, because what's going to take place is that you're going to believe it, but you're going to have all of these people in your ear that will tell you that you cannot accomplish it. So what? You want to hang around your family, friends that's telling you not to accomplish it? Or do you want to get 2 or 3 people that's going to speak positivity into your life, that's going to allow you to dream big as an educator, because you potentially can be the superintendent of a district that can affect 50 schools and 30,000 students? Oh man, I am talking good now. Yes, Dr. Houston, Tammy Taylor, that's my phrase. I'm going to coin that. I'm talking good. Why am I talking good? Because the reason why we don't believe it, we'll get a vision, we'll believe it. And then once we go out there and people will say, you know what, you're such and such from such and such. You're never going to accomplish that. Because we're hearing all the noise coming from people that have not accomplished anything in their life. So, of course, they don't want to see you accomplish going from a principal to a superintendent. Of course, they don't want to see you go from a teacher to assistant principal, or from a parapro to a teacher, or from a assistant superintendent to a superintendent, because you have greatness in you and people don't see it, but you've been given a vision to accomplish this one thing. And we're not talking about 20, 30, 50 years from now. We're talking about in the next 2 or 3 years. So number one, we dreaming it. Number two, we're going to believe it. Number three, write it down. Number three, we're going to see it. They see themselves as the principal. They see themselves as the superintendent. They see themselves as that rock star teacher. They see themselves, and not only do they see themselves, but they carry themselves in that way, even though at this particular time they're not in the position. When I was a parapro, I carried myself as eventually I was going to be a principal. So consequently, the way I dressed, the way I talked, when they needed people to volunteer for stuff that no one wanted to volunteer, I volunteered. When my principal said, Hurt, we got boys at our school that's constantly getting in trouble. We need a mentoring program. I don't have any money. I don't got a budget for it, but we need somebody to do it. I will do it. I volunteered because I knew that I wanted to be able to put in my resume to be able to say that I started a program from scratch at my school, because eventually I wanted to be a principal and I wanted to be able to say that I can start programs before I became a principal. When they said, Hurt, we need somebody to do 1, 2, 3, summer school, all this after school program, I did it because I knew eventually in 5 years that I was going to be in that role. I needed to understand budgets. I needed to understand data. I needed to understand how to be able to develop a leadership team, work with people, the strategic plan, the school improvement plan, to be able to say, hey, we're an F school, but we're going to go to a C school. I wanted to be able to get that up under my belt. So when it was time to walk in it, I was ready to go. Miss Smith, yes. See, and then I just met Miss Smith a couple of days ago at the Black Educators Rock Conference. I'm telling folks, this is what we're going to do. Number 4, and I got 10 more minutes, so stay with me. Hit that share button. Let me know if this is resonating to you. Let me know if this is speaking to you as an educator. Put in the chat, say, Hurt, it's speaking to me. Just put in the chat. I need feedback because this is something that's been in my spirit. I couldn't even sleep last night. I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, went to bed at 9, woke up at 5, did what I had to do because I said, I'm going to get ready for this. It was in my spirit. Like I said, this last week, it started when I was at the Black Educators Rock Conference, and you know who you are. We was meeting one-on-one, sitting down with me, and then I started to see it in people's eyes that know what, they got dreams. But they just need to know the steps. And then when I did my two virtual PDs, it confirmed what I was thinking about on Saturday. And then when I got the phone call for these 2 schools that raised student achievement, I said, know what? I got to bring it. The next one, step 4, is tell it. Tell your dream to the right people and have them hold you accountable. Tell your dream to the right people and have them hold you accountable for your dream. Okay? Because they're going to be pushing you. If you're trying to be a principal, you got to have different certifications. So when I had to be a principal, I had to go back and get my master's degree. I had to get my educational specialist degree. I had to get that. So now I have people holding me accountable saying, Hurt, are you enrolled in class? Are you taking classes? Why are you out on Friday night, Hurt, when you're supposed to be in your house studying for that test or writing that paper? I had to make sacrifices. I had to put money to the side because I had to pay for my educational specialist degree. So when I was getting my teacher check every 2 weeks, I put money to the side So consequently, certain things I wanted, but I had to sacrifice it for my dream. I'm going to say this again. I had to sacrifice it for my dream. You know, I wanted to go on trips at the time, but that trip was $2,000 or $1,500. I sacrificed because I had to pay for school, I had to pay for books. Now, when I became a principal, then I can go do those things. But at the time, I had to sacrifice it. And I had accountability partners that was holding me accountable for what I was doing. I'm going to say this again. I had accountability partners that was holding me accountable for what I was doing. You say, Hurt, I don't have any accountability partners. Yes, you do. You got me. You got me. I'll text you once a week. Hey, you've been reading your books. You've been volunteering after school. Are you back in school getting your certification? Some of y'all trying to get a doctor's degree. Are you pushing through that? You need accountability partners, but you need to tell people who's going to hold you accountable. And when they hold you accountable, just take it and go with it. All right. All right, I got 3 more things. I got 7 more minutes, so I'm not going to rush through it. If I got to do a part 2, I'm gonna do a part 2. Yes, Principal Kafele haven't accomplished anything in their lives. That's a well, yeah, yes. And we're saying the same thing. Accountability partners, and cut the noise of people who have not accomplished nothing. Stop it. Like I said 25 years ago, I saw in my building, it was teachers that I knew that was great teachers. So after school, I would just watch them and see what they did. These other folks, they would leave right after school, and they was having problems in class. So I started to watch greatness. I understood greatness. I wanted to be great. That was my accountability partner, just looking at those folks right there. Number 5, plan it. You must plan out your dream as an educator. What steps does it take for me to achieve my dream? What steps does it take? You got to plan it. Write it down. Live it. Write it down. Walk in it. Write down the plan. Write it down. Get it and just write it down, and you must plan it. I want to become this in 6 years. This is what it takes. School, this, that, the third, and do it. And once again, do not be concerned about what other people think. The opinions of other people should not matter to you. I'm going to say this again. Do not be concerned about other people, what they think. The opinions of other people should not matter to you. The only thing that should matter to you is those accountability partners. Number 6, work it. And I talked about it. I want you to work like you are in the position now. When I was a teacher, I said, I'm going to be a principal. So what I did was that I started to work like I was a principal. And then I started to look around. Oh, this is good right here. I started to look around and see, when I become a principal, who will be part of my leadership team. I didn't wait I said, who are now those serious folks, those folks that staying after school, those folks that serious about educating kids, those folks that serious about moving the academic needle. Those are going to be my people that I'm going to hire when I become a principal. That's going. So I'm teaching 2nd grade. I'm looking at the 5th grade teacher. Like, that's going to be my assistant principal. That person right there going to be my reading coach. That person going to be my administrative assistant. So I'm planning my team as I'm a teacher, because I'm looking at, this is what I need, and I'm watching them walk in excellence when the spotlight wasn't even on them. So now I know when they're offered a position, they're not going to have to change who they are, because they already is doing it. The same thing with you. The reason why that you're not getting the position is because you need to walk in it now. So when you interview, people will already say, this person needs to be the superintendent, because they've been doing it for the last 7 years. And if they don't offer that position in the district, you just go to another district. I had to say that to somebody. Listen, they might not want you in your district. That's fine, but there's other districts. There are thousands of districts, that want your talent. Oh, man. Man, come on now. Come on now. Last thing I got to say, and I got to get out of here because I want everybody to go to Create and Educate. I want y'all go to Create and Educate, Dr. Tammy Taylor and Dr. Sheikah Houston. Enjoy the process. Now, that's one thing that I got to do better about, or I'm getting better. I got to enjoy the process. Listen, you're going to enjoy this process. You're going to enjoy going through it. There's nothing wrong with going through hard times. Enjoy it. Understanding what your vision is, the reason why we don't enjoy the process, because we don't see that dream taking place. We don't see that dream taking place. I want you to enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. I'm going to say it again. Enjoy the process. Life is too short. Enjoy this thing. You're going to look back and 10 years is going to go by, 5 years is going to go by, 15 years is going to go by. Enjoy this thing. So once again, just to wrap it up, the 7 steps to achieve your dream as an educator. Make sure, hey, listen to this podcast over and over again. If you need me to come to your school to move the academic needle, hey, inbox me. I am there for you. You know the work I'm doing. I'm working with schools all over the world. We're talking about NWA, iReady data, and things of that nature. The other thing is I want you to subscribe to my YouTube page. I have hours and hours and days of information. Make sure you subscribe. And if you have not picked up my book, come on now, pick up this book, get it from my website. That's shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com, shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com. I want you to share what I'm doing. Please share what I'm doing. And I will be next Saturday, same time, same place. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of my new friends I made this week. Big shout out to my mentor, Principal Kafele. Hey, much love. Listen, Principal Kafele, he is the one that got me moving in the direction I'm moving. You say accountability partner, that's mine right there. You know, and I don't talk to him every day. I'm just watching him, looking at him, and he's making me he took me to a whole nother level. So much love to him. Much love to all of my friends. Thank you very much. Pick up the book, and I will see you next Saturday on my podcast. Subscribe and go to all of my social media. You're going to see some good stuff on there. Thank you. May God bless.